What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. In this episode, we're going to talk about War Machine.
War Machine.
War Machine.
War Machine.
War Machine.
I got some questions about this one. You guys know I'm a civilian. I have no idea what military life is like. But if I was watching this movie and really confused because he told me to watch it, and all he put in the text was, I'm very curious as to what your thoughts are in this movie. No emojis, no nothing. So I don't really know what to think. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he genuinely cares. And then I start watching it, and I'm really confused. I'm really confused because I'm like, I don't know if he wanted me to watch it because it's so accurate that this is what he's been experiencing, because what I'm watching seems really odd that people would behave this way in the military, and it's being narrated, and I just didn't know what to think. So I still don't know what to think. We haven't actually talked about it, but I guess I'm going to find out now.
I think it's super accurate, and I think generals are a total joke most of the time. Like, they legit have entourages that follow them around and just kiss their. So they have like 5 to 10 people following them around, doing all their beckoning, just sucking their butt, and they completely lose touch with reality. They're like little military celebrities. So this one was about McChrystal, I'm pretty sure, making fun of McChrystal, because McChrystal's arrogance got him into this Rolling Stones article, which reminded me of when the Hells Angels let, what's his name from Fear and Loathing? What's the author from Fear and Loathing?
Oh, God, you guys are screaming at you.
I know.
I've only heard Joe Rogan say it 6 million times.
Well, anyway, the author from Fear and Loathing was embedded with the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels just had assumed that he was going to write a book that makes him look amazing. And then they were completely shocked when it came out, and he was like dogging the Hells Angels and kind of like exposing them. And it's the same arrogance from McChrystal, was like, oh, you're going to tell everyone how great we are. And then it's like when that Rolling Stones article came out, it made him look like a bunch of buffoons, and it ruined his career.
Oh, I know what it's that.
And it's like, dude, what did you think was going to happen? That's like inviting, like if we invited some leftist media to come hang out with us, and the fact that they're leftist just makes it, it's like there's always going to be a line in the sand. And whether or not we're left and right, and some left, some right, it doesn't matter. They're going to say, overall, are you left or right? They're going to draw that line in the sand, and they're going to determine whether or not they like you or hate you based on that line in the sand. And then the hit piece is going to come out.
Yeah, by the way, let me clear this up for anybody, just in case you might have thought, for the 3 people who thought I was intelligent. I don't even know, like, if you bring up in conversation the left, the right, I don't even know what you're talking about. I couldn't honestly tell you a description of the left or the description of the right, their affiliation, anything.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, when you say the left right now, I don't know what you're talking about.
Liberals.
I don't know. I don't know that. That's what I'm saying. I honestly just don't. That's how much I don't pay attention to any politics whatsoever. I don't even know what that means. Like, what the right is, the radical left. I hear it so much because I watch a lot of, like, Jordan Peterson stuff. I watch a lot of Ben Shapiro stuff. Just like on YouTube videos and things. So I just watch lectures.
Just by saying those 2 names, you're classifying yourself as a right winger.
Really?
Yeah. Just, it's who you listen to and who you put stake in as being knowledgeable will classify you as right or left. And everybody watching wants to know at all times who is who and what side they're on. There is no center line. You could either, if you say certain people are trustworthy, if those people are on the right, then you're right winger. If those people are on the left, then you're left. Like the line is so razor thin that no one could stand on it. You have to make a decision. And you, not even knowing what side you're on, and probably have a lot of leftist ideals if we really like dug into it.
Right.
Because you like Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro, those guys are right. So you're instantly putting yourself in the right. Guilty by association. Doesn't matter what else you say. You're a right winger.
Who would I like that would put me on the left?
I mean,
like somebody popular.
I don't even know those people.
Well, we know what side he's on.
Yeah. So think about this. I can tell you someone who tries to ride the razor line, and that's Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is honestly more left than he is right, but he's guilty by association because he's friends with too many people on the right, so he gets put on the right. In my opinion, the left wants you all or nothing. The left cannot handle you being tiptoeing on both sides.
Right.
The right I feel like they'll take Joe Rogan. If you're gonna put Joe Rogan over with us, then the right's like, yeah, we'll take him. Thank you. But the left is like, you are all us and you hate everyone on the right, or you're out. So anyway, politics are frustrating. I stay out of it, the vast majority of it. But if we're really gonna like pick me apart, I'm clearly a right winger. I'm just not far right where I just like blind myself to everything that everyone else says.
I can't with it. I don't have time.
No.
I look at it and I go, hi, person on the left, are you going to edit a video for me? Then go yourself.
Yeah.
I don't care what side you're on. I have to do. Now, you guys just let me know if you think this is a good movie. I've never heard of it. You let me know down in the comments if you guys want us to do it. It's called All Quiet on the Western Front.
I've never seen it. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Should that be one of the next ones? Let us know. But let's jump into War Machine with Brad Pitt. Honestly, I'm going to give you my take on the movie right away. I thought it was boring as even though it was so accurate, to me, this movie is a bunch of YouTube shorts that got compressed into 2 hours.
And the narrating is actually pretty good. I
Yeah,
like
all
the
of
narrating.
it's
It's all
good.
good, but somehow I'm still really bored.
So bored. Because making fun of a general, dude, generals' lives are like the biggest, lamest thing you could possibly try and make a movie out of. It's like going up to your bag teller at the grocery store and be like, I want to make a whole movie about you doing your job.
Yeah.
They'd be like, are you sure? Beep beep?
It's like I was asleep before I got here, and
Beep,
I'll be
beep.
asleep right after I'm done, so I don't know what you're going to...
Like, why would you pick a general to make a movie out
It's like
of?
watching cardboard live.
Yeah, it's watching a painter do his job. There's no disrespect to those professions, but no one wants to sit there and watch you paint a house, right? Like, that's a general's job. It's just so lame. You're so far beyond all the cool that happens in the military.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a lame ass. And if there's any generals out there that think their job is cool, my guy, you're mistaken. You're lame. You're lame. All your minions are lame. I don't care who you keep around you. Like this guy kept a SEAL around him. You could have SEALs be your PTS or your PSD, whatever. You're lame. You're boring. You're stupid. You stand in front of a bunch of people that all they want to do is kiss your ass and listen to anything you say. You guys are lame. Generals, lame.
You only say when you're out of the military.
Right. No. Fuck 'em, dude. When I was security, I had personal security detachment for my sergeant major. I had to pick up this general one time, this female, and this chick gets in my car. I pick her up. It was like, I'm the only one watching you when you're going to meet with these Afghans. I'm the only one that's there for your security to make sure that you don't get shot in the face by an Afghan. First thing she does is get in my car, look in the rearview mirror, look at my headgear and say, what's wrong with your headgear? Because I had kind of a ranger role in my PC.
What's a ranger role?
So a ranger roll, they do it like super intense, but they roll their PC in.
What is
so
a PC?
Instead of a PC is a patrol cap.
Okay.
So they have their cap on. So instead of having this fluffy, flat top looking cap, they roll it in. It just makes it look a little neater.
More like a baseball cap?
Yeah, it does make it look more like a baseball cap. So ranger rolling is like super tucking it in, and it's pretty intense the way rangers do it. Like they do it like way in to where it's just like a bill, and then the whole hat is kind of folded in on itself.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I did a little bit of a ranger roll just because I didn't want this flat top on my head. And this general gets in and says, "Soldier, what's wrong with your headgear?" I'm like, "Don't you got bigger to worry about
Apparently not.
than how my hat looks? Shut the up."
Right.
Paid channel. We got the paid channel right now. Right now YouTube is censoring military channels like crazy.
Your boy is working.
Yeah, so he has to censor them. So don't get mad at Abel. We have to censor this, or we're gonna get demonetized, and then we can't afford to do all this traveling that we do to make this stuff happen and to reinvest in the products. Guys, just so you know, as far as products are going, we have the Ruck safety kit that's dropping. We have the Ruck trainer that's dropping in March. It's going to be amazing. I love that thing. The 2.0 is finally about to be live. I've been working on this thing for a year. It's been insane. Engineers, every person you could possibly, failed attempts to get this product made, and prototypes and firing people. It's been an absolute insane process to get this thing 100% right. And it's finally about to happen in March. So please pick that thing up. Let me know what you think. Tag us in it when you finally get one. Use it. Show us. Tag us at the FNG Academy on their Instagram. We love that product. We also have our boots coming out, AR670-1 approved combat boots. So our FNG Academy boots are going to be helping you get selected. We're going to have them being worn by the military, which I'm super, super proud of that. So go check us out, the FNGacademy.com. We have the mentorship program. If you want to be mentored by Green Berets to achieve your goals, make sure you go check that out. Tier 1, one-on-one coaching. Tier 2 is small group coaching. And then Tier 3 is paid content, extra content, where you could see these videos uncensored.
In that way that says, my humility makes me better than you.
Look at the way he's running.
And discipline. He ate 1 meal a day.
Bro.
4 hours per night. He ran 7 miles every morning. In Iraq, he transformed special operations with what he called systemic negation of repetitive procedural practice.
What the fuck?
To the acronym obsessed military.
You make sense of that, what he just said.
I can't. Like, immediately after hearing him say it, I can't
recount it.
Yeah,
because like, what the fuck did you just say? Dude, that's insane, the ridiculousness. So basically, he used his organizational skills to do something positive in Iraq. It got him a good reputation, so he was given Afghanistan, and he fucking flounders the whole thing. So this is McChrystal. I don't want to mess this up. It's McChrystal, right? Yes, it's McChrystal, because I read the book about Petraeus. And then I thought I read McChrystal's book, but then I looked it up and saw that I don't think I have read McChrystal's book. I read Petraeus' book.
Petraeus is a scandal, right? The sexting thing?
Yeah, he was banging the reporter that was doing the show about him.
That's a dope last name.
Petraeus?
Yeah, it just sounds cool.
Yeah, his son is infantry too. So Petraeus, from what I read and remember about Petraeus, is that he was a gangster. He just really liked the reporter.
Like the poontang.
that was doing the piece on him. And he's a general, so he's used to getting his way because he's got 50 million people running around. But first of all, the fact that Brad Pitt was willing to run like that was hilarious.
How long do you think they honed that in? Like how many takes?
Dude, he was bow-legged and he's like doing running. This. Dude, that shit was hilarious.
Is there any truth to that?
Probably. Like, I think all of this is based on what people knew about him and what's true. It wouldn't be funny if it wasn't.
So this is more based on a person, or do you think it's more based on the idea of a general?
No, it's based on McChrystal.
Oh, okay. So it is based on
this whole thing is based on McChrystal because McChrystal's scandal came out from the article that he did, and it ruined his career.
Oh.
And then that's...
Full disclosure, I didn't watch the whole movie.
You didn't miss much.
Okay, well, 75%, like 60%. I left off at 60%. I didn't watch the
Nothing
rest of it.
changes. It's just like short, funny bits, short, funny bits, short, funny bits. I can't believe that they made 2 hours. To me, what kind of person watches this and just is like, I love this? You got to be such a pretentious that's also like a history buff and a military history buff.
But no, not necessarily. There's also a big, like, you know the show Veep?
No.
Okay, well, there's a crowd of people that you've seen The Office.
Yeah.
Okay, so that style of comedy is what I think this caters to. It's a caricature of something, right? So it's like this overblown, extreme version of something extrapolated to make people laugh. So it's almost like they're doing this thing where the camera's in the room, and it's not as blatant as those shows where there's like an actual camera just moving around. But I think it's like that. Like, it's supposed to be so obnoxious that people are like, oh, I love how obnoxious it is. But nobody actually thinks, I mean, a psychopath obviously would be like, this is dope.
For me, like, a version of this that's actually successful is Don't Look Up.
Oh, yeah. Amazing movie.
Right.
I love that movie. It's so accurate.
Don't Look Up is very accurate, but it's also a very fun movie to watch. Mm-hmm. The storyline's very fun. This is just flat as with decent, it's like good comedy, but it's just like the storyline doesn't go anywhere. What's up, guys? This video is sponsored by 18 Alpha Fitness. If you haven't checked it out and if you want to go special operations, you need a good fitness plan. Go check out Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. He's a former Green Beret. He knows what he's doing. His post job from the military, from Special Forces, was helping Air Force Special Operations get physically fit. This guy is on point, and he's a great dude. He could do custom plans and just a common plan that I use, which is awesome, the kettlebell program. But I highly recommend you get a custom plan. Use code word BUCK, and he'll hook you up.
How many assessments do they need? Just one assessment after another.
I love this guy.
They all point in the same direction. Bring General Glenn McMahon in here and do whatever the he said. Settle down, Greg.
Settle down, Greg.
Look how worked up he is.
Wars aren't fought by nations or by armies. Wars are fought by
His
men.
fangs.
There are two types of general in the American military. There are those who believe they can.
So that scene's first of all, every soldier, like 90% of soldiers would speak like that guy. He's like, motherfucker, this again. Like, it's so accurate. Like if no one had restrictions on how they could talk, that's how every soldier would talk all the time.
Oh, I'm sure.
He'd be like, you want me to do what? Motherfucker. And then, so that's hilarious. And then I think the honesty of the two types of generals is also hilarious. Mm-hmm. The ones that think they could do it and the ones that know they can't. And it's like, come the on, guy.
Yeah.
If like now it's so obvious that the Afghan war was a quagmire. Like,
right.
It was a complete joke, waste of time. We shouldn't have been there. Whatever. And then this is probably where people would ask me as a soldier, like, well, doesn't it piss you off that you fought and did all that stuff for this thing with generals that are just like high on their horse and there's this huge disconnect?
Right.
But for me, it's like, no, because for me, it was an opportunity to test myself, to fight in combat with my brothers in arms, to fight as a special forces soldier, to, like put myself on the line, like life and death. All those things are way more valuable to me than the politics of why we were there.
Right.
So let's just get that clear from the get-go. As funny as this is and as accurate as I think it is, I don't let that taint my military career.
Gotcha.
I don't let it taint my special forces career, my time spent in Afghanistan, because I don't care why you sent me there. Mm-hmm. I'm going to war.
Right.
And for somebody who grew up, without anything and without having any experiences and being poor, the fact that I can go do these things and like test myself in that way meant more to me and will always mean more to me than why some general sent me there in the first place.
Well, sure, but in the minds of most people who will never do anything like that, right? It's difficult for us to figure out why you would or wouldn't. So we just assume that it's very factual and it's very matter of fact, right? So it's clear as day. So then you ask them, like, why would you go if you know this and this, that? Like, they can't get into your brain and figure out why you were actually there. It's difficult, right? Because why would I decide to just willingly go somewhere where I'm probably going to get my head blown off, right? Mm-hmm. Most of us, in the face of any type of situation where it's dangerous, are typically going to first say, let me see how I can get out of this. You guys are just running in. Mm-hmm. So we assume it's based on logic that we find logical, like not what's actually going on in your brain. So yeah, of course,
we're looking for the experience, not the justification of what some general thinks is going to win a war.
Yeah, we'll never relate to that because we're thinking, why would anybody ever do that?
Right. So, and I just thought that was hilarious that like some people think they could win it, and then some people know that they can't. And unfortunately, he was one of the ones that thought he could. But it's true because his conviction is what gets him promoted.
Right.
It's because his conviction in the face of all of this stuff, because and this is what this movie does a good job, is like even he as this big general is still a joke. Mm-hmm. Like he's got these civilians that he doesn't even know who are, and they're like, yeah, that's cool and everything, but just go do this.
Yeah.
Just go win this war without asking for more people.
Sure, yeah.
And so it's like you have some bag civilian with a tie on, you don't even know what he does, telling you as a general, as a 4-star general, you're the biggest in the military history, in the military command, and this civilian guy that you don't even know is just like, nah, shut up. Like, you're just do what we tell you to do and shut the
Yeah.
So it's like there's levels to it. There's us down here. There's generals who think they're at the top, and then there's civilians over the generals who just laugh at these generals and they're like, yes, okay, you little toy soldier, just go do your marching orders and shut the
Truth to life, man. I don't care how high you think you are. There's always
somebody higher.
Always a bigger fish. It doesn't matter who you are, what you got. You got 3 Ferraris, great. The guy down the street has 4. Now how do you feel? Like, right? It's never enough. There's always somebody bigger. Who cares?
Love it. And I just think this movie does a great job of just painting that picture.
No, agreed. Yeah, absolutely. I felt like he was getting on most of it.
Yeah, he was a joke.
Right.
To the civilians, he was a giant joke that was brought in to be the face of this different campaign, while all the while telling him to just do exactly what they say.
Right.
It's like, how are you supposed to be the mastermind behind this because you did so well in Iraq, but yet the first thing they tell you is don't ask for more soldiers.
Yeah.
When what else can you do besides say I need more people?
Right.
Well, like, how else are you influencing anything? You're just walking around with your cronies getting jerked off everywhere you go.
That sounds fun.
It is fun for the generals.
Yeah, I bet.
You have everyone just and you're just like, I want to go this place today because they're going to blow me harder than those guys blew me.
Hand me coffee, cookies.
A free and prosperous nation, free from fear and conflict.
I see.
No.
I see. Sounds a lot like the old direction.
No.
But perhaps
No.
you yourself are the new direction. New strong personality, new energy, new commitment. Well, General, I wish you the best of luck.
Next level in this.
Really?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, dude, I understand. I'm just saying, like, in terms of how accurate is it in terms of, like, are generals typically really awkward people that don't know how to
Oh, they
like,
just
be cool about anything? Or?
They just drink their own Kool-Aid so hard.
Oh, okay.
That it's just hilarious that they made this scenario, and then it's like Karzai's like, oh, it sounds like the old plan, but you're new. You're gonna be the one that does it.
He's almost like patronizing him at the
He's
same time.
patronizing the shit out of him because like they know what the going on.
I love Ben Kingsley, man. That's why I wasn't
he
even paying
kills it.
attention to his performance in this specific scene because Ben Kingsley's awesome. But is it like bad for him to be portraying an Afghan? Is that supposed to be like an Afghani?
Yeah, it's President
leader?
Karzai. Yeah.
Okay, so is that accurate? Like the way he looks?
Or he looks like Karzai.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's strikingly similar to how Karzai looks.
The Mandarin?
Yeah.
That's from Iron Man?
Yeah. But it's hilarious because it's so true that Afghans aren't fooled by new generals coming in with a new plan to build up Afghanistan. It's just perfect. He's like, sounds like old plan. And then he just starts mocking him. He's like, but you are the one that's going to do it.
Right.
Because you're going to invigorate them and you're a new face. And it's like the president saying, hey, 4-star general, I want you to go in and bang your head against that wall as hard as you can, and it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, you could only have that guy doing that for so long before he realizes that he's hurting himself and it's not making a difference.
Right.
So what do? You switch him out. And then the new guy, you explain to him that he's going to bang his head against the wall, but he's going to do it in a way that's going to make a difference.
Right.
And what do you do when he figures it out? You switch him out. It's a fucking joke.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so it's just hilarious to have Karzai be like, okay, you're going to be the one. Whatever, because they don't give a shit. Because what does Karzai care about? Just keep sending me soldiers.
Right.
And keep giving me money. I don't give a what general sits in that seat, what your career aspirations are. Just keep sending me money.
Right.
Because all this is about money.
I don't know, sir. They're all so lazy. They really seem like they don't want to be here. They steal our shit. And basically, they're on drugs all the time. I mean,
Oh, are those commandos?
Yeah.
all the time.
Can't they grow something else? Why don't they grow cotton then?
Because the United States Congress will not allow any United States aid and development funds to be directed towards the cultivation of a crop that will end up on the world market in competition with U.S. farmers. So we're growing heroin instead.
I think we're doing a pretty good job.
You build
So we're going heroin instead.
Yo, that scene killed me, dude.
I know. Some of those dry moments are amazing.
Dude, the brutal honesty from both those scenes combined just had me dying. He's like, they're high all the time. He's like, they don't want to be here. They're lazy. It's like, this is so true. Because think about it. And are they pieces of shit? No, they're in war 24/7. You go home. You switch out. New units come in. These Afghans are the same people.
Right.
And you're telling them to go risk your life. Be gung-ho. You're going to save your country. And they're like, we're just here to collect your money until you decide to leave, and then we're going to go back to farming.
Right.
So they're not aggressive. They're not, attacking. So that's hilariously honest. And then the whole thing about cotton, he's like, why don't they grow something else instead of heroin? And he's like, because we're not going to help them become competition for our stuff.
Right.
It's like, then we ruin our cotton growing economy.
So we grow heroin.
So we go heroin.
That was awesome, that last line.
Yeah, and then so what does he say? He's like, all right. It's like, hey, dude, newsflash, you're not changing anything.
Yeah.
It was, to me, that breakdown of the heroin was exactly what the generals are facing. It's like, listen, you were put in this position to not change anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're just there to be a new face. And this is why we do the things that we do. And this is why it is the way that it is. And this is why it's not gonna change.
Yeah.
So who's the idiot? Clearly, I don't know much, but clearly this is like showing that the generals are big dumb idiots for anything other than just collecting a paycheck.
Yeah. And just being the
and
face
being the
of,
status quo and
yeah.
being the face of it. Because it's like, come on, man, we have our reasons. You're not changing it. Why not grow cotton? And it's like, here's why. He's like, oh.
That's an eye roll question. He's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
He's like, shouldn't you know more than me about this?
Yeah,
Jesus
seriously.
I don't know. We'll see where we land.
Corey, what time's that bird due?
In about 20 minutes.
Cancel it.
Why is that, boss?
Going to Sasquatch with those boys there.
General, those boys are heading out to a fairly inhospitable corner of the world.
I'm a goddamn ranger, Frank. Those boys, they need me.
I thought it was funny because he links up with these Marines and he's like, what are you guys doing? And he's like, cancel it. Those boys need me.
So there's I don't know, you might touch on this later, so I don't want to go too far, but there's the black guy that's in the back that basically says, it's a shithole.
Yeah.
And he speaks pretty freely in front of a general like that. Does that happen? They're depicting them speaking in a way that I felt like nobody would speak to a general.
Yeah, not many people would do that. That probably has happened. There probably has been people that are fed up and just be like, General, this is bullshit. And that's a talking point later is that the general just blatantly ignores him and was like, you're going to do this.
Oh, I know the scene you're talking about. That's what I thought you were going to hit anyway. It's just brought it up.
But this one was funny because he's like, those boys need me. It's like, the last thing any soldier needs is a 4-star general.
Where they won't do anything that they actually want to do. They're just going to be uptight the entire time.
Then
try not to get in trouble.
Yeah, it's like inviting like the press along with you.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you can't do anything you want to do because now this asshole is watching your every move and he has his crew all with them, and now you got to accommodate them. Now you're on personal security detachment for a 4-star general instead of doing your mission.
Yeah.
A 4-star general going along with you on a mission ruins the mission. It doesn't make anything better. It makes everything worse. So the arrogance to think that these boys need me. It's like, we need you to f off is what we need you to do. Get in that Apache and fly the that way until it runs out of gas. Like, nobody wants a 4-star general around. No one wants any general around them. No soldier wants a general around you. And if you're a general, I hope you see this. I don't care if you got 1, 2, 3, or 4 stars on you. If you think soldiers want you around, you're a idiot. Get yourself in anything with fuel and drive as long as it has gas in it. And once it runs out, start walking. That's how you're going to help.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants their boss around? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Your boss's boss's boss.
Yeah.
It's like 10 bosses up. Anything wrong and you're that rolls downhill. And if a general gets slightly irritated with you, that means the 1-star is slightly more, and then the sergeant major or the full bird colonel is really pissed, and then the lieutenant colonel is livid, and then the commander hates you, and by the time it gets down to you, you're the biggest piece of on the planet because this guy all the way up here got slightly irritated with you. That's how it goes in the military. The downhill and it just picks up steam as it goes until it just slams the guy at the bottom and rakes his face in the coals.
Or every third one of them or every 10th one of them is trying to because I'm a Marine. Because we're Marines. And it seemed like now they're handing out medals for heroically not being a Marine, sir. I'm confused, is what I'm trying to say, sir.
Then you're just gonna have to get yourself unconfused, son.
That's helpful advice.
Him seeing a soldier like putting themselves out there and then saying, we're gonna have to get yourself unconfused.
Like clearly in distress.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. And then so it's like you guys just really hate McChrystal that made this movie. But if McChrystal did say some shit like that, then he deserves to be slapped in the face. Like if a soldier reaches out to you and says, I don't get it. This doesn't make any sense. And you're like, well, figure it out. Pow! You're a moron of a leader. And so, like, I understand that this movie has an agenda. They don't like McChrystal. It's very clear that they think he's a total bag. But if any of that holds true and that interaction was based on a real life scenario, then that dude deserves to be slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Because you're just a total douchebag leader to look at someone and be like, basically, what's your concerns? Oh, you have the balls to speak up? Shut.
Right. You don't have a mission of helping anyone in reality.
No, you're just pushing your agenda and you just want everyone else to shut up and follow along. And you're not used to people having the balls to speak up to you.
That is a cluster stupid speech.
This guy.
Thank you, Greg.
Look at his PTQ.
You heard him. Not giving us the full 40,000. They're giving us 30. Just got off the phone with the SecDef. We got to get the rest from our coalition partners. Looks like we're going to Europe, boys. So pack your.
This is just the point of the movie where I can't believe they made an entire movie about this guy. It's like, seriously? This is so boring.
Yeah. Super boring.
It's like, is it funny? Yeah. Is it comedy? It's good slapstick comedy? You're like, yeah, but an entire movie with Brad Pitt?
This is the point you realize that it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not getting any better than this.
I didn't realize it until he was sitting in those meetings with the people, and then they just basically realized that the movie's about him getting at the time.
Yeah.
And that nothing's actually happening. So I'm not waiting for anything anymore.
Yeah, and you're just flagrantly blowing U.S. money to stroke your ego and pretend like you have a job when everyone above you is like, just keep playing the part.
Yeah.
And it's like, but do you have to be spending so much money? Like, in the meantime, can't you just sit in your little hut and play video games and watch porn like everyone else? And like
5 cars, 4 police escorts.
Traveling around to Europe. It's like everywhere you go, you just get told no.
Yeah.
But then they approve 30,000 soldiers, and it's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, this is the part of the movie where I was like, this is it? Really? This is what we're doing? We're just basically doing like a 2-hour The Office. Like you're right. If The Office made a movie,
yeah,
this is what it would be.
Well, because the beginning of it had all this, like, there's all this stuff to learn about people. So the narrator's doing a really good job of kind of keeping it's still boring, but it's moving along.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, well, now I'm getting this first act out of the way. So now I've learned who everybody is. I learned what they do. So now where are we going with it? And they're like, nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. 109.56.
Oh no, Greg, this isn't exactly a situation that I've been in before.
Okay, bear with me on this one. I think I might have just solved our problem.
Those glasses, what he's wearing.
All right, so this is the exact plan I have for my second book tour.
That's right. We talked about this.
Yeah.
There's some dangerous that's going to happen once this book gets released.
Yo, so guys, I have a second book coming out called Better Broken. It's not a joke. I love this book. I put everything I have into this book of how I achieved the success that I have, how I've went from trailer park and drug addict parents and, absentee fathers to where I'm at today. But I still want to have fun on the book tour. And I want to hang with my boys and make content.
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice on that one.
We're going to rent a bus just like this and travel the country signing the books and meeting you guys and taking pictures. And we're going to have fun. We're not going to be driving, obviously. We're going to pay a driver. And we're just going to do this all over the country.
Yeah. We haven't worked the logistics out of it just yet, but there's going to be cameras installed. There's going to be some sort of we haven't figured it out, but there's going to be videos made out of everything.
It'll be a giant vlog.
We're going to have GoPros on us all the time. Yeah. So it's going to be really awesome, really fun.
Super fun.
Dangerous to our health.
and we're going to meet a whole bunch of you guys, and hopefully a whole bunch of you guys show up to actually meet us. And then we're just going to stop by, sign a bunch of books, say what's up, take pictures, shake hands, slap babies, and move on throughout the country.
I may just wrap the bus powered bottom blue. Right? Because that way they can see us coming.
Ooh.
From miles and miles away.
That's right.
Why not?
So as soon as you see the bus, stand outside, start getting your drinks ready.
You're going to see that hydraulic door open and some beer cans are going to fall out.
I'm going to fall out of that bus, and we're going to start partying with you guys. So look forward to my book coming out, Better Broken, coming early. I think it's coming in January of next year. So early next year. Editing is going on right now, and the editor is awesome, and he's crushing it. I just got an email from him today, actually. He said that he really enjoyed the chapter he's working on about eliminating negativity from your life. So I felt pretty proud of that, considering I'm just this uneducated dumbass from nowhere.
Not true at all. I'm very proud of you as well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
This guy's cracking.
Listen, I get that he's cracking.
Mm-hmm.
You don't let him go alone.
Right.
You 100%. If one of my guys starts losing, like, takes off, I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going? What the I'm going with him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to let him go alone. And I'm going to grab his ass, and I'm going to stop him physically and say, what are you doing? Explain to me your plan.
Right.
And then we could go execute. If it's a good plan, I'm going with you, and we could execute. But stop and tell me what your plan is.
Yeah.
You don't just yell at him, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, he's gone. Bye.
But how many people would actually let him go, though, do you think, in real life?
Oh, I don't think any Marine would let one of their fellow Marines leave.
Okay.
I think it would be a dog pile of Marines on top of this guy to stop him before they would let him. Or they would make one of two decisions. Dog pile his or go with him.
Okay.
You're not going to just let him go off by himself like that.
Okay.
No Marine is going to, no military guy, no combat arms. That's what I'll say. So you can't say military guy anymore because women could be in combat arms. No combat arms is going to let one of their people just walk off by themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And every Marine watching this is going to be like, hell no.
Right.
They'd rather die with him than let him go by himself. All right, keep going. You could actually just play it, though, because so what ends up happening is he actually conducts a sick little mission on his own.
Okay.
Like, you think he's going haywire, but he does a phenomenal one-person clear. Oof. Yep. Money. All right, boss. He lobbed a 320 grenade before on the roof to try and hit the insurgents, and he hit his son on accident.
Oh, so that was from them?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the son was dead from the Americans. After going through and clearing and killing 2 insurgents, but then he was saying because he shot the third guy who didn't have a weapon.
The one that fell, that ran?
Yeah, the one that ran and fell didn't have a weapon. So his first 2 kills were clean as shit. It was like snap, 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 snap. Both of them had rifles. Third guy ran, he killed him. Because that guy didn't have a rifle. So you just murdered that guy.
Right.
And then you walk in, and now you're looking at your SIV Cast with this boy
that
you accidentally killed while you were trying to put down the guys who essentially broke into his house to use his house for cover.
Right. So he did the exact thing that he was having a hard time with when he's talking to the general. He's like, I can't tell the difference.
Right.
And now this highlights the fact that he killed the wrong one, killed the right ones, and then killed a kid.
Right. That SIV Cast is going to be part of it. And it's like, but looking at his clear, if he would have just if another person would have just went with him, it was a beautiful operation. If you just took a couple minutes to plan it out and say, let's go get these guys, let me take 4 guys with me, clear that building, clear the insurgency. If they would have conducted that operation as a team, it was a beautiful clear. They moved silently. He moved silently. He moved quickly, efficiently, got to the target. He was checking dead space with the holes in the ground. He accurately took out the 2 guys with the guns. Maybe if he had another guy with him, the other guy would have been able to divide up all the sectors so he wouldn't have been overwhelmed with stress, and he may not have put down that innocent guy.
Yeah.
So they could have just like told him to get on the ground. But other than that, man, it was a beautiful single man clear.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate affirming something as if I knew.
No,
when
it's
you
fine,
say
man.
when you say yeah.
So it's just leading up to this. The one thing that he told the guy from Rolling Stones was, "Make sure you give me the cover." And he was like, "What?" And he's like, "Give me the cover." And then come to find out is between Jerry McChrystal and Lady Gaga for the cover of the Rolling Stones article.
Yeah, because he says that in front of that theater or wherever they happen to be when he says that, right? I thought he was joking, but
he's like, "Give me the cover."
Yeah.
He told him flat out, "Give me the cover." And then you don't find out till the end. Play it. The article that doomed him, he also didn't give him the cover. You got beat by Lady Gaga, and he ruined your career in the same article.
Obama's general.
He ruined your career and gave the cover to Lady Gaga, holding rifles. The irony.
Wow.
He you, bro. What did you think was gonna happen? You can't invite news media in and think that you're so cool that they're gonna write positive about you.
Yeah.
So he destroyed them.
Why? So what? Why?
Why what?
How did he destroy them? Just by highlighting the fact that he was ineffective?
Yeah, and then he was like how they were getting drunk all the time. So that whole bus trip where they were getting hammered. He wrote about that, how they were just like traveling around the world, getting drunk, acting like idiots. He made them look like a total dumbass.
Oh, he was on the bus?
The Rolling Stone guy was on the bus.
Oh, okay.
And so he brought him everywhere. It was just like the Hunter S. Thompson. He brought him everywhere, and they were like, "Yeah, he's gonna think we're awesome." And in reality, there's like, "You guys are idiots."
Wow.
And so he wrote this piece and just creamed him, and then he immediately got it called up by the president and was like, "Yeah, done."
Wow.
So that article ruined his career. But the arrogance to think that some reporter is going to come in and make you look good.
That's just ridiculous.
You're an idiot.
That's just not common sense.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode. If you made it this far, you're fans of the channel. We appreciate you. Just so you guys know, just talked to the graphic designer. We got a new graphic designer. He's awesome. He's going to start making up some Beers and Breakdowns shirts so we can start representing the Beers and Breakdowns for all you true fans.
Yes.
And if you are a true fan, please do us a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so you get updates on when we drop videos. And please subscribe. Drop a comment. We appreciate you. And we're going to be putting out those shirts. Make sure you sign up for the email list so you know when those shirts drop immediately at the FNGacademy.com or just FNGacademy.com. They both work. Whatever you prefer, my friends. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Peace.